Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of, well, let's just say things are about to get a little claustrophobic. Are you, like me, someone who enjoys their personal space? Someone who shudders at the thought of a packed subway car or the soul-crushing experience of trying to find parking in a city centre? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because today we're diving headfirst into the mosh pit of American urban planning as we explore the top 10 most overcrowded cities in the United States. That's right, we're wading into the concrete jungle to expose those urban areas where the population density is high, the rent is even higher, and the only thing moving slower than rush hour traffic is your will to live. From intense urban pressure to housing shortages that would make a sardine can look spacious, we're breaking down the cities where space is tight, the population is booming, and life feels more like a hustle than a gentle breeze. So grab your hard hats and a stiff drink because things are about to get uncomfortably cozy. First up, we're heading to the city that never sleeps, presumably because finding an apartment big enough to lie down in would cost you your entire life savings. That's right, it's New York City. Now I know what you're thinking. John, you're stating the obvious. It's New York. Everyone knows it's crowded. And to that I say, fair point. But the sheer scale of New York's overcrowding deserves its own spotlight, like a Broadway play about claustrophobia. We're talking over 8.8 million people crammed onto a tiny island with a population density that makes a clown car look like a luxury sedan. And don't even get me started on the rent. You'd think apartments were woven from unicorn hair and dipped in gold, the way people pay for them. Of course, the Big Apple's iconic status and endless opportunities are a huge draw for millions. But all those dreams come at a price, and that price is measured in square footage, or rather the distinct lack thereof. Just try navigating Times Square during rush hour or finding a seat on the subway during peak times, and you'll understand the true meaning of urban jungle. It's enough to make you want to retreat to a cabin in the woods, but then you'd have to fight off all the other New Yorkers who had the same idea. Next, we're cruising down the coast to the City of Angels, where the traffic is hellish, the rent is astronomical, and everyone's an aspiring actor, screenwriter, or influencer. Welcome to Los Angeles. Now, Louisiana is a sprawling metropolis, a concrete jungle stretched thin across a desert landscape. You'd think with all that space, overcrowding wouldn't be an issue. Well, my friends, you'd be wrong. See, Louisiana's problem isn't just the number of people, it's the number of cars. Everyone drives everywhere, clogging up the freeways like cholesterol in the arteries of America. And speaking of things that are overpriced and hard to find in LA, let's talk about housing. Trying to rent or buy a decent place in Los Angeles is like trying to find a parking spot at the beach on a summer day. Nearly impossible and incredibly frustrating. But hey, at least you can enjoy the sunshine while you're stuck in traffic, right? And by enjoy the sunshine, I mean bake in your car while inhaling exhaust fumes. Still, people flock to LA with dreams bigger than the 405 freeway at rush hour. And who can blame them? The city has a certain allure, a siren song of fame, fortune, and perpetually perfect weather. Just don't forget your smog mask and your patience. You're going to need both. Hold on to your deep dish pizzas, folks, because we're heading to the Midwest, to a city known for its biting winds, die-hard sports fans, and a surprising level of overcrowding. That's right, it's Chicago. Now, Chicago has a lot to offer: beautiful architecture, vibrant culture, and enough delicious food to satisfy even the most discerning foodie. But all that goodness comes at a price, and that price is, you guessed it, crammed into every available nook and cranny. Chicago's population density might not reach the dizzying heights of New York, but it's up there, nestled comfortably in the uncomfortably cozy category. And while the city's public transportation system is commendable, it's still struggling to keep up with the demands of a growing population. Imagine trying to squeeze onto a packed L train during rush hour, holding onto your morning coffee for dear life as the train rattles down the tracks. It's an experience that can test the patience of even the most zen commuter, but hey, at least you can warm up with a hearty Italian beef sandwich afterward, right? Just make sure you have enough room to lift your elbows. You're in Chicago. We have a space problem. Buckle up, y'all, because we're heading to the heart of Texas, to a city known for its sprawling urban landscape, its love affair with air conditioning, and a population that's growing faster than a tumbleweed in a windstorm. Hold on to your cowboy hats, folks. It's Houston! Now, Houston is a city with big dreams and even bigger hair. It's a place where everything is bigger, except, it seems, for the amount of space available per person. You see, Houston's population has exploded in recent years, but the city's infrastructure hasn't quite kept pace. This means more people, more cars, and a whole lot more traffic. And let's be honest, nobody enjoys spending their precious time stuck in traffic, especially not when it's hotter than a jalapeno in a sauna. The housing market in Houston is feeling the pressure too, with rising prices and shrinking availability. Finding an affordable place to live in this booming metropolis is becoming a challenge worthy of its own reality TV show. But hey, at least the people are friendly, the food is delicious, and the spirit of Texas hospitality is alive and well. Just be prepared to share your personal space and maybe invest in a good pair of earplugs for those traffic-filled commutes. Phoenix: rising temperatures, rising rents, and rising frustration. Hold on to your water bottles, folks, because we're heading to the desert, to a city known for its scorching temperatures, its stunning sunsets, and a population that's growing faster than a cactus in a rainstorm. That's right, it's Phoenix, Arizona. Now, Phoenix is a city of sunshine, swimming pools, and increasingly a whole lot of people. The population boom in Phoenix has been nothing short of remarkable, but with that growth comes a unique set of challenges, namely how to fit everyone in without turning the city into a giant parking lot. Urban sprawl is a real concern in Phoenix as the city stretches further and further into the surrounding desert. This means more cars, more traffic, and more time spent baking in that intense Arizona sun. And let's be honest, nobody wants to spend their days stuck in traffic when there's a perfectly good swimming pool waiting for them. Of course, with more people comes more demand for housing, and Phoenix's housing market is feeling the heat. Prices are rising, availability is shrinking, and finding an affordable place to call home is becoming a desert mirage for many. But hey, at least the air conditioning is top-notch, right? Just be prepared to pay a premium for your slice of desert paradise and maybe invest in a good pair of sunglasses and a wide-brimmed hat. You're going to need them. Philadelphia, city of brotherly shoving? Grab a cheesesteak and hold on to your Liberty Bell souvenir, because we're going to the birthplace of America, where history meets hustle and the population density will make you want to climb the art museum steps just to find some breathing room. Yes, folks, it's Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a city with a rich history, a vibrant culture, and an undeniable charm. But beneath that charming exterior lies a truth as uncomfortable as a wool sweater in July. Philadelphia is crowded, my friends, and I'm not talking about just during a parade down Broad Street. We're talking a level of population density that would make Ben Franklin himself reach for his powdered wig in consternation. With narrow streets designed for horse-drawn carriages, not SUVs, navigating Philadelphia can feel like an epic game of Tetris, especially during rush hour. And don't even get me started on trying to find parking. You'd have better luck finding a sober person at a Wawa hoagie fest. The housing market isn't much better, with rising rents and fierce competition for any available apartment. But hey, at least you can drown your sorrows in a delicious cheesesteak, right? Just be prepared to eat it standing up, because finding a seat in this city is about as likely as finding a Philadelphian who doesn't have an opinion about the Eagles. San Antonio, remember the Alamo and the traffic. Saddle up, partners, and get ready for a Texas-sized dose of overcrowding as we mosey on down to San Antonio, a city bursting with history, culture, and a population growing faster than a line for a chili cook-off. Now, San Antonio is known for its beautiful riverwalk, its historic Alamo, and its warm, welcoming atmosphere. But beneath that charming facade lies a truth as uncomfortable as a pair of cowboy boots on a summer day. San Antonio is feeling the squeeze, folks. The city's population has been booming in recent years, drawn by its relatively affordable cost of living and its vibrant culture. But all those new Texans need somewhere to live, work, and of course park their pickup trucks. This has led to increased traffic congestion, especially during peak hours, when the highways resemble a giant parking lot dotted with cowboy hats. And don't even get me started on trying to find a spot on the Riverwalk during Fiesta San Antonio. It's like trying to herd cats in a hurricane, but hey, at least the food is delicious, the people are friendly, and the margaritas are always flowing. Just be prepared to share your space, and maybe invest in a good pair of walking shoes. You're going to need them. Grab your surfboard and your sunscreen, because we're heading to sunny San Diego. A city known for its beautiful beaches, its laid-back vibe, and a cost of living that's about as high as a kite on a windy day. Now, San Diego is often seen as the more relaxed, less crowded cousin of Los Angeles, but don't let that fool you, folks. This city is feeling the squeeze too, especially when it comes to housing. With its idyllic location and year-round sunshine, San Diego is a highly desirable place to live. But that desirability comes at a price, and that price is reflected in the city's astronomical housing costs. Finding an affordable place to rent or buy in San Diego is like trying to find a parking spot at the beach on a summer day. Nearly impossible and incredibly frustrating, and the traffic, let's just say it's enough to make you want to trade in your car for a surfboard and paddle to work. But hey, at least you can enjoy the beautiful beaches, the endless sunshine, and the laid-back SoCal vibe, right? Just be prepared to share your space and maybe consider taking up yoga to master the art of contorting yourself into tiny apartments. Hold on to your Stetsons, folks, because we're heading back to the Lone Star State, to a city known for its big hair, its big business, and a population that's growing faster than a Texas bluebonnet field in springtime. Dallas, a city of glitz, glamour, and a whole lot of concrete, is facing a challenge as big as the state itself: overcrowding. See, Dallas, much like the rest of Texas, has been experiencing a population boom in recent years. People are flocking to the city for its job opportunities, its relatively affordable cost of living, at least compared to the coasts, and its unique blend of southern charm and urban sophistication. But all those newcomers need somewhere to live, work, and commute, which has put a strain on the city's infrastructure. Traffic congestion is a major issue, especially during peak hours, when the highways resemble a giant parking lot filled with pickup trucks and luxury SUVs. And let's not forget about the urban sprawl. Dallas is a city that loves to spread out, with suburbs stretching for miles in every direction. This means more cars, more traffic, and more time spent stuck in your car instead of enjoying all that Dallas has to offer. Hold on to your venture capital, folks, because we're heading to the heart of Silicon Valley, to a city known for its tech giants, its innovative spirit, and a housing market so competitive it would make even the most seasoned coder sweat. San Jose, the capital of Silicon Valley, is a place where dreams are made of ones and zeros, and where the cost of living is enough to make you want to move back in with your parents, if they haven't already been priced out themselves. You see, San Jose is a victim of its own success. The tech boom has brought thousands of high-paid workers to the area, but it hasn't brought nearly enough housing to accommodate them all. This has resulted in a housing market that can only be described as bananas. Rents are sky-high, home prices are even higher, and finding a decent place to live within a reasonable commute of your tech job is like trying to find a unicorn riding a self-driving car. But hey, at least you can afford that avocado toast with your six-figure salary, right? Just don't expect to be able to buy a house anytime soon unless you're willing to sell your kidney and maybe a few other vital organs on the black market. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 most overcrowded cities in the United States. From the bustling streets of New York City to the sun-drenched beaches of San Diego, these cities are feeling the squeeze as their populations boom and their infrastructure struggles to keep up. Whether you're planning to move, curious about urban planning, or just love shocking stats, this video is packed with eye-opening data, real-life footage, and city rankings that will blow your mind. And if you're lucky enough to live in a place with a little more breathing room, give yourself a pat on the back, and maybe send a little sympathy to those of us stuck in the urban jungle. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful and slightly claustrophobic deep dives into the world around us.